Hey everyone, welcome back to the candy shop. Happy Sunday. I hope everyone is enjoying their long Labor Day weekend. We are going to get into it. We are going to talk all things Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I'm trying Restream out. But before I get into that, for those of you who might be new, I am your girl, Candy Washington, giving you my unique and fun perspective on all things reality TV, self-care, skincare, and lifestyle. So let me know if you guys are in the chat. Go ahead and drop a chat below. Again, I'm trying Restream for the first time, so I want to make sure you guys can hear me. I want to make sure you guys can see me. I want to make sure you guys are able to chat. So please drop something in the chat box and let me know you're here. Let me know where you're listening from. Let me know your thoughts on the latest episode. And let's see it. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let's do this. All right, you guys, let's do it. So happy Sunday. All right, you guys are here. It is working. Hi, Queen Third Eye. She goes, hi, Candy and the Candy Canes. Hey, sweetheart. Hello. Yes, as you guys come in, be sure to like, subscribe, and to share this with a friend. A good kiki is always better with a friend. So grab a friend, share this video, like it, and subscribe. So as people come in, I'll share with you guys a little personal update. Why not? Let's see what's going on. Well, what do you guys want to know? Ask me a question. What kind of personal update do you want me to share as we let people in the room before we dive into the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville? Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. You guys drop it in the comment. Drop it below. Hey, Chanel McKenzie. She goes St. Vincent in the Grenadines. Ooh, St. Vincent's in the Grenadines. Love it. Hello, Chanel. Hello. What is up? Hey, Candy Canes. As you guys come in, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know where you want to get started with the Love and Huntsville mess. I think I want to leave Wanda and Tisha and Marceau for a little bit at the end so we can let people come in to really deep dive into that. But let's get started, guys. Let's jump right on in. Let's get started. So let's first talk about Destiny and Melody, okay? Destiny and Melody. All right. So what I think was revealed during this episode was the reason why Destiny has been pulling back from her friendship with Melody, I think was revealed because she felt that Melody did not have her back when Destiny and Kimmy used to beef. Because if you notice during that scene where Destiny is talking to Melody and she's like, oh, well, I hope you went as hard for me as you're going for Tiffany. When me and Kimmy weren't friends or whatever the situation was. And then Melody was like, oh yeah, of course I did. I went for you. I do that to all my friends, but Tiffany's just a little bit more sensitive. She just needs a little bit more help, blah, 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 blah. So I think that really exposed why there has been this divide between Melody and Destiny. So we've noticed how Destiny hasn't been really telling Melody a lot of things. She never told her about the oh, yay. Thank you so much, Queen Third Eye. That is right. Tap that like button. That's right. Tap that like button, subscribe, and put it in the comments. Comment below. Where are you listening from? How are you doing on this long weekend? And let's continue to get into it. Thank you so much, Queen Third Eye, for that reminder to everybody coming in. So that's right, you guys. And then Melody was feeling that distance, right? She was like, oh, well, you didn't tell me you were divorced. You didn't tell me you had an issue with Tiffany bringing up, your alleged cheating allegations, all of that stuff, X, Y, and Z. And so now I know why Destiny had been disconnecting from Melody. She felt that Melody kind of threw her to the wolves, right? She was like, oh, you brought me to this group. You threw me to the wolves. And now the same thing's happening to Tiffany, but all of a sudden, you big man for Tiffany. You know what I mean? Like, you keep defending Tiffany. You have Tiffany's back, X, Y, and Z. Where was that from me? So I think that was the crux of why Destiny became more distant from Melody. Melody then felt that distance. And then instead of explaining that to Destiny, she started doing really shady stuff, like bringing Tiffany on to talk all that smack about, her ex-husband allegedly cheating on her and everything else, her not really having her back. And I want to talk about, hey, Sandra Richardson. Good afternoon, everyone. California. Yes, Callie in the house. Me too. Hey, AL, he says, hi, Candy, ... Hi, AL. How are you doing? Yes. Okay, so let's get back into it. So I think that was the big crux of it, right? So then let's talk about Martell and Fred. Don't worry, you guys. I'm going to circle back to Destiny and Melody and what's going on with the whole Tiffany situation. Because I do think that Tiffany does not make a move without Melody being the one behind it. I think Tiffany is actually Melody's puppet. Let's finish that before we get into Martell and Fred, because Martell and Fred's not that interesting, right? And I'll tell you why I say this. So before, when we were dissecting what happened at Destiny's birthday brunch, to me at least, it was very, very clear that Melody and Tiffany had a powwow before the brunch, and Melody knew exactly the tea that Tiffany was going to bring. She was co-signing the conversation at the brunch, even adding in stuff. Oh yeah, it was the entrepreneurship award, right? She knew she was going to bring up the cheating allegation. She knew she was going to bring up Monster's vaping issue or whatever it was. Melody knew all of that. And then also in not last night's episode, but the episode before that, at the graduation party, when Maurice and Kimmy had talked to Tiffany and Luis or Lois, whatever his name is, and then Tiffany was crying and they went to the bathroom, and you saw Melody being like, oh, well, you didn't really do anything that bad. Like, there's nothing you should have been able to say that she didn't know. Like, the problem really is that Maurice and Kimmy don't have communication in their marriage. And we all know Melody is being petty AF because her marriage crumbled in front of everybody in the world. She now wants to poke holes in all of her friends' marriages to be like, well, I'm not the only one who had marriage problems. I'm not the only one who got cheated on. I'm not the only one whose husband lied to them. Yours did. So she's trying to expose everybody else and take everybody else's relationship down. And I'm going to tell you another reason why I know that Tiffany only moves when Melody tells her to move. And that's why Melody is so protective of her. Oh, I'm like a mom knows her cubbies or whatever the hell she said. I know my friends. Well, Melody, that's actually a really weird thing to say. You're basically calling your friends your children and that you are the mother over them. No, you and your friends are equals. You're not their mother. You're their friend. And she was like, oh, but Tiffany's more sensitive and she needs like more guidance. What she was really saying is, I'm able to control and manipulate Tiffany, but I wasn't able to control and manipulate you. So I'm having Tiffany's back because Tiffany is saying what I want her to say. But you have your own mind, Destiny, so I don't need to defend you or come at you because you have your own mind. That's basically what she was saying. And the reason why, again, this is all alleged, my opinion, I think that Tiffany only moves the way that Melody tells her to move is with the word aggressive, right? So that was a big, big word for last night's episode, right? So Melody continuously calls Destiny was being aggressive at all. It's a buzzword. It's a trigger word, especially for women of color, especially for Black women. So to have Melody continuously say that to her, I think she was actually trying to poke the bear. I think she kept wanting to be like, oh, you're aggressive. And then if Destiny was to pop off, she'd be like, see, I told you were aggressive. I think she was trying to keep poking her. I also think that Melody did not expect someone to hold her accountable for her shadiness, because she said it herself, well, nobody talks to me like that. And Destiny was like, right, and nobody talks to me like that either. So I think, so that like the buzzword was aggressive. Again, I don't think that Destiny was aggressive. But then when you listen to the next scene with Tiffany and her husband, what word did she use to describe Maurice? Aggressive. Not hostile, not angry, not hurt, not upset, not puffing up, but aggressive. The same exact word. To me, that harpens to the fact that Melody and Tiffany got together and decided what they were going to say about who and about what. Because when you have two people using the same exact words to describe other people, I don't think that's a coincidence, because there's a lot of synonyms for the word aggressive. And if you also watch, really listened, right? So Tiffany and Luis are calling Maurice and Kimmy aggressive, right? But then what did Melody call them when she was talking to Tiffany? She called them calm. Calm versus aggressive, right? That is another sign that I know that they got together and talked about this. So in one breath, Tiffany and Luis or Lois, I don't know. I'm just going to say her husband. I don't know how he pronounces his name. So Tiffany and her husband in one scene are calling them aggressive. But Melody, literally in another scene when she's talking to Destiny, because the whole situation, Destiny was just like, well, Tiffany was really upset. You know, she was crying and she really took accountability. You know, she didn't act like that when she hurt me. And what did Melody say? Oh, well, it was because Maurice and Kimmy came at her differently. They came at her calm, but you were aggressive. You got to really listen and watch to what these people say, because they always tell on themselves. So you're constantly using the word aggressive, both Tiffany and Melody. And then Melody and Tiffany's experience of what happened are completely contradictory. Melody in one breath is calling them calm, and that's why Tiffany was able to take accountability. And then in another breath, Tiffany is like, oh, well, they were being aggressive and blah, 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 blah about the same exact situation, using the same exact term. So to me, that harpens to the fact that Tiffany and Melody get together and they talk about what they're going to say. Also, during Tiffany and her husband scene was so corny to me. So corny, scripted, contrived, boring. So I'm going to break down the scene with Tiffany and her husband, and I'll tell you what my thoughts were, okay? So Tiffany and her husband got together. She's on this lawnmower. All of a sudden, Tiffany now wants to act like she is some demure, beta pushover woman. And Maurice was just so aggressive and mean to her. And she just sort of cowered. When before Tiffany was just like, well, I say what I say when I say it, when I say it. And when I mean it, when I mean it. Like she came across, if we're going to use the bud words, very aggressive. I actually don't think she was aggressive. I'm just making a point. In her confessionals, she had all the smoke. Oh, well, I'm not really apologetic. I didn't say anything, but I'll just apologize to keep it pushing. She had all the smoke in the confessionals. But now all of a sudden she's like, I just get very recluse. And, they were just being so aggressive towards me. Maurice and Kimmy in Kiowa were not being aggressive towards you, Tiffany. They were being direct. There's a difference between being aggressive and being direct. And they were holding you accountable for what you said. So let's take aggression off of the table. They were not being aggressive. Even Melody said they were being calm. Okay? So let's take aggressive off the word. So and then the next thing was her husband was so cheesy and corny. Well, I was on my way to the bar and they're just lucky I didn't get a shot because that could have went different if I had some liquor in me. Boy, bye. You ain't nothing but talk. First of all, he was up there when he's talking to Maurice. He's like, oh, I understand. I get it. Totally calm, totally diffusing it. He didn't want any smoke from Maurice. Don't try to now have, backwards looking bravado. No, in the moment you knew your wife messed up. You knew your wife was dirty and trifling for bringing up that man's child's business on national television. You knew your wife was trifling. And secondly, you knew you were trifling because she got the information from you. And you know that you could get in trouble. You're the coach with the school. You're not allowed to go tell people minors' business. You're not. And if you thought you could trust it, you should be mad at your wife. You told her something, presumably in confidence. If you are a coach and you have authority over these children, presumably, I think you told her that in confidence, because monster vaping had nothing to do with you, your children. It wasn't like you, your children, or your wife. So presumably you told her something in confidence, and then she went and got herself up on national television and spilled the beans. But you want to act like the father protecting their child is in the wrong. Make that make sense. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You knew you were dead wrong. And that's why you were so submissive in the conversation, because you knew you were wrong. But now now that you're at home with your wife on a lawnmower, you want to act big and bad like you was about to do something. You wasn't about to do nothing, and you wasn't about to do nothing. Like, calm down. So that was irritating and very, very corny. And also what was corny was Tiffany being like, I felt so attacked. Tiffany, nobody attacked you, boo-boo. You were not the victim in the situation, darling. You were not attacked. You just got told, keep my son's name out your mouth, which is in a nicer way than what a lot of parents would have done. So Tiffany, you weren't attacked. And you know what that conversation also told me? Tiffany and her husband do not have a storyline. That was the biggest takeaway. You don't have a storyline, Tiffany. Because your husband was all like, well, I don't want to have to keep bringing this up, and I don't want to have to keep talking about this. Like, we already put it to bed. Exactly. You already put it to bed. Why are you bringing it up? You and Tiffany literally are the only two people continuing the conversation about it. So if you so big and bad and you don't want to have to keep being held accountable, if you don't want to keep having to talk about this stuff, why do you continuously have it in your mouth? It wasn't like you were having a conversation with Maurice and Kimmy and Kiowa again. It wasn't like something happened where they brought it up again. Literally, you and your wife brought it up, trying to have revisionist history. Maurice was not aggressive. He was direct. Tiffany, you were not attacked. You were held accountable. Your husband wasn't going to do jack because he knew he messed up. And maybe his job is on the line, because I don't know the legalities of it, but I don't know if he could get in trouble for telling a minor's business like that and then having his wife go tell it on national television. Because even Maurice said it. He said, where did you hear it from? If you heard it from a school, that's the problem. Minors' rights are protected differently than adult rights for a reason. So Tiffany and her corny husband can miss me with this revisionist history bullcrap. You messed up. Your husband told you a child's business. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and believe that he told you that in confidence. You went and told Melody, and then you and Melody concocted this plan where you were going to spill the tea at the brunch. That is what I think happened. And that's why Melody was trying to cover herself when she was in the bathroom, being like, oh, well, there's nothing that you should have been able to bring to her that she didn't know, blah, 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 blah. That's another thing that Tiffany and her husband brought up in their scene. I'm going to tell you why that is complete BS. It's a red herring to distract and to deflect from their own responsibility. And I'm going to tell you why it makes no sense and no difference. Regardless if Maurice told Kimmy or not, let's pretend that he did tell her. Tiffany, what you did was still wrong. It changes nothing about what you did. You still went at that brunch with an agenda co-signed by Melody to bring up the fact that Monster was allegedly vaping. Because Melody wants to poke holes in everybody else's marriage because her marriage did not survive. And she wants to be like, see, I'm not the only one. So if Maurice had told Kimmy, you're still wrong. If Maurice had not told Kimmy, you're still wrong. How Maurice communicates with his wife and to his wife is a completely separate conversation, separate issue, which actually is really none of your business, Tiffany. It is Kimmy's and Maurice's private business. But you're very good at telling other people's private business, right? But you don't want to talk about why you felt the need to surprise your husband with a wedding. Let's talk about your business. That's another Giselle move. That's another Lisa Rinna move. When you have so much smoke for other people's marriages, but yet you don't want to be accountable for what's happening in your own marriage. So instead of sitting there on a lawnmower having revisionist history about the conversation and what happened, why don't you explain to all of us what was lacking in your marriage where you felt the need you had to surprise your husband with a wedding? Where they do that at? That's a storyline. How did you guys meet? How did you fall in love? What is your love story? How come you never set a date for your wedding? How you're engaged for this whole time? How come you never set a date for your wedding? Why did you have to surprise your husband in front of family, friends, and media to get him to marry you? That's a storyline, Tiffany. Get on your lawnmower and tell us about that. Don't get on your lawnmower and try to have a revisionist history and deflect from what's going on in your marriage. Right? So Tiffany and her husband can miss me with the whole situation. The whole situation to me was just so corny and whack, and just proves they have a storyline, but they're like Giselle. They're like Rinna. They don't want to expose their own storyline. And you can't tell me Tiffany and Melly are not in cahoots, because they 1,000% are. So now let's talk about Martell and Fred, right? And then I'll get some comments going in here. Okay, so Martell and Fred, right? That whole scene could have been 30 seconds. Fred, who was so nervous to be on camera. Oh, okay, Martell, you can do it. I got your back. And then Martell could have been like, thanks, man. I got to take my test. I never got my license. I failed. Melody didn't. Uh-oh. End scene. That could have been the whole scene. It did not need to go on that long. It seemed, again, very staged, very contrived, and very repetitive. And again, Martell, you're not the victim in any of this. If you failed your test, you should have studied harder and retaken it. That's not Melody's fault. And don't say, oh, I can't, I don't want to, Melody didn't betray you by being able to study and take a test and then use that license to build both of your businesses. And then now that you were cheating on her for multiple years and had a baby on her and you guys are divorced and she decides to do her own company, Martell, that's not betraying you. You keep pushing this false narrative that somehow Melody is doing something to you by moving on with her life. You're not the victim, Martell. Melody didn't betray you. She's not doing anything wrong. She's moving on with her life because you couldn't keep your peen in your pants. And you have a whole child that is not hers out there in the world. You expect her just to continue to do business with you and to let you use her license? That would be insane. That's not a betrayal. Even your friend Chris didn't betray you. He was just like, okay, I gotta do business, homie. You didn't have your business in order. That's not my fault. Martell, the consequences that you face based on your actions is not somebody else betraying you. You betrayed yourself. You weren't honest in your marriage. You were cheating. You had a whole baby. That was you betraying you, and now you have to deal with the consequences of that. And you were very disrespectful to her. You are the one who failed your test. And you are the one who didn't go back and study harder and get it the way any normal person would have. You betrayed you in your own business. So don't act like, Melody is all of a sudden doing something to you because she's making moves to live a happy and healthy life without a man who dragged her for half a decade. Nobody is doing anything to you, Martell. Now I know why you haven't been in any of the episodes, because all you do is whine, deflect. It's old. I would be floored if you were able to take any accountability. This whole season, the only thing you did was disrespect Melody's mother. And then now you had this weird conversation with Fred that nobody asked for. You came after your friend Chris, who's just like, homie, you don't have your business together. It make sense. You could have missed me with that whole scene, Martell. I literally just did it for you in under 30 seconds, and that's all it needed to be. It was too much. Okay, now let's get into... Oh, and the whole thing about sidebars. They're like, oh, if Tiffany had a sidebar with me about the cold tea, or if Tiffany had a sidebar with Kimmy about monster vaping. No. There was no need for sidebars because there was no need for Tiffany to bring that at all. There was no need for Tiffany to bring any tea to Destiny, because clearly Destiny knows if her ex-husband was cheating or not. They're divorced. You don't need to bring her any tea, Tiffany. And you never needed to bring the tea on Monster. So no, there was no sidebars ever needed, because the tea that Tiffany brought was so gross and weird and whack. There was never no need for that at all. Okay, so let's go to Wanda and Kimmy. And then after Wanda and Kimmy, we'll go to Wanda, Tisha, and Marcel. Okay, so I was living for Kimmy's scene with Wanda, right? And I'll tell you why. She put her in her place. She was just like, give me an example. You're going to sit up here. You're going to come at me. You're going to yell at me. You're going to do all this huffing and puffing and blowing my house down. But you don't actually have any proof. You don't actually have any concrete evidence. Basically, what you're doing in here is just huffing and puffing. And that's why Kimmy was just like, this is just wasted air. This is wasted air. Because Miss Wanda literally had nothing concrete that Kimmy had done, because Kimmy actually didn't do anything. Miss Wanda's problem is that she is so enmeshed. Her identity is so enmeshed with Tisha's, that Miss Wanda thinks that if someone does something to Tisha, or if Tisha feels something, or if Tisha has a reaction, that they are doing it to her. It's a very codependent relationship. It's a very weird enmeshment where Miss Wanda cannot separate herself from her daughter. And that's why I actually thought that Tisha was the MVP of the episode. I've gone for Tisha. I've broken her down, but I always have to be fair and I have to give credit when credit is due. I felt that Tisha was the MVP because she actually said, I'm okay with this, Mom. Stop fighting my battles. Let me be me. I'm not 14. I'm about to be 40. Like, she was just like, my mom has to stop. I side with the girls. I felt that Tisha was very, very clear and very individuated from her mother. And she really wanted to put her mother in her place and be like, you need to stop this. And I think that's what everyone has been feeling. You're fighting Tisha's battles. She literally brought up something from 4 years ago. You're fighting battles that don't actually exist. These battles literally only exist in Miss Wanda's head. Tisha was like, I've moved on. I've forgiven them. I let people do what they want. I'm doing what I want. It's not that big of a deal. But Miss Wanda is still trying to fight some battles, which is why I think Miss Wanda is way more conniving. She's already trifling, and she already says really problematic things about women and men and abusive relationships. Extremely problematic. But I also think she's very, very conniving. I think she's very jealous of Melody. And I think that she is very intimidated by Melody. I think a part of her wants to be like Melody. I think that she's using this whole "you still love" as a way to poke and jab and to bring out really hurtful things to Melody in a very undercut way. Because if you actually wanted them together and you wanted Melody to be happy, you wouldn't be kikiing and posting and laughing and telling the Ariane or whatever her name is, the woman who Martell's baby mama is, you wouldn't be calling her attractive. You wouldn't be calling her beautiful. You wouldn't be interacting with her on social media. You wouldn't be doing any of those things. You would not have taken Martell's side in the past with different things that came up. You would not be saying like, and another reason why I think Miss Wanda is very jealous of Melody is the things that she says, like, oh, well, you know, Kimmy ran after her and Destiny ran after her. Like, oh, does she have bananas? They're your little monkeys, blah, 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 blah. It's like, she is so bothered and is so affected by Melody having friends, by Melody being an executive producer, by Melody being beautiful, by Melody being confident. She is so affected and bothered by it. Like, why do you care if Destiny and Melody are friends? Why do you care if Kimmy and Melody are friends? Oh, y'all gave Tisha the blues and made her cry. It was just so bizarre, where it really seemed to me that Miss Wanda feels like she's almost in a competition with Melody. And she seems just very jealous of her and very spiteful. And she keeps bringing up weird stuff. She hasn't let go of the time when Melody and Tisha had a falling out, which had nothing, like she should not have even been involved in that at all, right? So it's just insane. Insane with Miss Wanda, but I love that Kimmy put her in her place. She was just like, you're not going to huff and puff in my face. You're not going to put out these lies on me. Holla at me when you have actually something credible and something official to say. So Kimmy landed the plane 1,000%. And Miss Wanda got herself up and huffed and puffed right out that door. Bye-bye. See ya. So then Miss Wanda huffs and puffs over to Tisha's house. And I loved how Marcel was like, thank you for not inviting her inside. I was like, oh, damn. Oh, damn. They're really doing the damn thing. He's like, thank you for not inviting her inside, which I loved. And also, yes, thank you for not inviting her inside. So let's get to that. Okay. So Miss Wanda, I don't know if she is actually trying to sabotage Tisha and Marceau's marriage, but it really seems like she is. It really, really seems like she is. Miss Wanda, you are not married to Marcel. Marcel was not your husband. Again, Miss Wanda is unable to separate herself from her daughter. So in Miss Wanda's head, a part of her believes that Tisha's husband is her husband. And that's why she thinks she can get up there and be like, were you doing this with Melody? Do you have blah, 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 interrogating Marceau as if Marceau was her man. Completely disrespectful, completely inappropriate, completely overstepping the bounds. Miss Wanda, you are not married to Marceau. Marceau is not your man, Miss Wanda. You were completely out of line. And again, I thought Tisha was the MVP of the show. When Miss Wanda brought up, well, me, I have children. I'm not going to lie on my husband. You're here disrespecting my household. You need to stop. And I was happy that she put her in her place when it came to that. Where I thought Tisha faltered. But I'm still giving her MVP. But to me, she showed true growth. But where I thought don't put your hand on your husband's face like that and be like, I'm asking you direct. That was a misstep, but just become involved, especially when it's both a woman and a man involved, is weird and can get very, very gray very, very quickly. So I didn't like she did that to him. I also like the fact that she allowed, yes, she stood up to her mother. Yes, she was trying to create boundaries, but she also very much allowed her mother to plant seeds in her head that she then went and launched at her husband. She should have, from jump, been a united front with him. If she had questions she wanted to ask him, do that later on. Be like, hey, babe, I know my mom is whack, but she said this. What's up with it? Off camera, without her around. When it is you and your husband, you need to have a united front. Don't care, blah, 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 blah. It's all good. And then do you notice how Marceau said, oh, you believe her and she's a known liar? That was actually true. Because when you watch the flashback, Miss Wanda was lying. What happened at Black was Melody was the one who brought up the fact that Marceau had personally brought her the chocolate in a bottle of champagne because he wanted Melody to be a brand ambassador, which totally makes sense. Melody is hot right now. She has lots of Instagram followers. She's doing her music, all this other stuff. So it makes sense, right? Melody was using that as a way to get at a dig at Martell. So she says to I think Marceau in front of Martell, and she's like, oh, well, you know, did you personally give Martell the champagne like you personally gave it to me? Because we all know Martell and Melody are very petty and they go tit for tat. They pick and they pick and they pick at each other. Melody said that as a way to dig at Martell. Like, see, your friends are more loyal to me. See, I got this, blah, 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 blah. And then Martell says to Marceau, oh, well, why didn't you give me my, why didn't I get the champagne like you dropped off to Melody? And Marceau was like, oh, well, I wanted Melody to be a brand ambassador. And Martell was like, oh, okay. And that was the end of the conversation. Miss Wanda brought it back to Tisha as if Martell came to her being like, oh, well, did you know Marceau dropped off this champagne to Melody personally and all this stuff, and Martell was the one telling it, blah, 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 blah. That is not the way it actually went. And production showed us the scene. So, Miss Wanda, either you intentionally lied to make it look like it was something that it wasn't because you're so bothered by Melody and because you are so delusional, you think that Marceau is your husband. Or you just misinterpreted the conversation, but knowing Miss Wanda, I think you intentionally was instigating and retold that story in a way that made it look like Marceau was trying to do something doing something on the sly with Melody. But the truth was, even Tisha said, yeah, Marceau already told me that he wanted her to be a brand ambassador. I understand if you thought that he went out and met up with her privately and didn't tell you that, that could be weird or something. But he already told you that he wanted Melody to be a brand ambassador, and he just went and dropped off some champagne. I don't get what the big deal is. The big deal is that you let your mother twist people's words and get into your head and cause a fight between you and your husband. That is what the big deal is. Miss Wanda was lying. Go back and watch. Melody was the one who brought up the fact that Marceau dropped it off as a way to get at Martell. And Martell said to him, oh, you dropped something off for her, but not for me? And he was like, yeah, I want to be a brand ambassador. And that was it. Miss Wanda, you messy. And you're dead wrong. And another thing that Miss Wanda did that I thought was very disgusting, when she was like, I'm not no side grandmama, your mother's a side grandmother. I think that was probably a very nasty low blow, because if you think about it, we don't really know anything about Marceau and Maurice's mother because they're brothers, right? Everybody else's mother has been on the show. Melody's mom is on the show. Tisha's mother is on the show. Who else's mom? I don't think Kimmy's mom's on the show, but that doesn't really seem that relevant. I mean, it'd be nice, but you know what I mean? But it does seem weird that we don't really, at least I don't. If you guys know, put it in a chat. I don't really know what their childhood was like or what that was or what is going on. And so their parents don't seem to be around, at least. So what is that story? Maybe she knew that there is something going on with his mother. Maybe they're not close. Maybe something happened. But it just seemed like a really low, dirty dig, right? That really low, dirty dig. So who knows what was going on there? Let's see what else was going on with Yeah, just Miss Wanda was insane. So let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box. Yes, yes, yes. And you guys let me know, is Restream better than StreamYard? Because I wanted to get some new stuff. Okay, I'm just going to start here and go through some comments. Hey, Queen Third Eye. She goes, Martell seems a bit slow in my opinion. He was hiding behind Melody's talent. I mean, the truth is, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Here we go. Ooh. So D said, I agree with you, and very, very inappropriate. And you're right. It takes a split second escalator to go through the wrong place. I thought that was completely out of line. Hey, can I get a witness? It goes, Letitia now has a speaking coach. She seems to be watching the viewers. So that segment seemed very contrived or scripted too. Ooh, you think that was contrived and scripted too? I mean, I hope it's because she's going to a good also therapist. So speak therapist is great, stylist is great, but also a therapist, because there's a lot to unpack there. Hey, Miss Bernice. Goes, Tisha stood up to her mother. Yes, Wanda Messy looking into the camera, breaking the fourth wall, can go. She's going to continue to sabotage Tisha's marriage and break it up. Exactly. Miss Wanda, she really does. That's how she treats him. She thinks if Marceau is cheating, again, alleged, she feels like he's cheating on her. And she's not happy until she breaks them up. Hey, D, Wanda still can't forgive Melody for making Tisha cry and kicking Tisha out of Melody's affair, etc. Yep, she also knows that Melody may have a little bit more going on upstairs than her daughter. Oh, no. Damn, D. Oh, damn. Tell me about it. Hey, Queen Third Eye. D, so true. I told my daughters that keep your hands to yourself. Yes. You always have to keep your hands to yourself. You initiating it. We just all use our words. And hopefully we use our words firmly yet kindly, because sometimes words can cut deeper than anything else. Put your hands to yourself. You got to. Yes. D at Queen Third Eye. I'm sure Marcel also felt a little disrespected by the face pull too. Extremely disrespected. And Marcel was too chauvinistic to stand for too much of that. Exactly. And we also have to flip it. If Marceau did that to Tisha, if he grabbed her face and was like, I'm talking to you, I asked you a direct question, we would have burnt down, the whole world would have burnt down. If Marceau had put his hands on Tisha like that, that would have been a very different situation, right? So Tisha cannot put her hands on Marceau like that. I know it wasn't a hit. I know it wasn't a slap, but it was still a pull, and it was still in the heat in an argument space. So we just got to be careful. We just have to be careful. Hey, can I get a witness? Wanda seems to have been inserted into drama for a reason. That was not reviews about matter what. Bizarre and whack. And you're hey, in the chat. Hey, beautiful. Hey, yes. We think that they're the ones married to these people. It's not your relationship. Hey, Queen Third Eye. How would be Tisha shares too much with Miss Wanda about her business. She uses Mrs. Wanda's strength. If Miss Wanda backs off, Tisha will fumble her marriage. See, I actually think marriage would be in a healthier space if Miss Wanda, what do you call it, backed off. I do. I really think that they would be in a much healthier space. Kathy Smith, all of the mothers have been on the show. Has their mom been on the show? Put it in the chat box. Maybe I missed it and I forgot it, but I don't ever remember seeing Maurice and Marcel's mothers on the show, but let me know. Just let me know if you're wrong. Brown's Lady 81 says, hello, everyone. Yes, yes, yes. AL says, Miss Wanda commented about his mom was cutthroat and fighting words. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so Teresa says, I'm buffering. AL says, oh, man. And I'm using reframe too. Oh, man. Okay, it says, hello, choppy voices. Let's see here. Was on briefly during the first season. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and check. So I'm sorry, this is dropping too. I'm Ustream, so I have to figure it out. Delay in the live. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Hey JJ, she goes, I believe she raised 9 boys by herself, including Maurice and Marceau. Wow, that's a lot, and that is a very low down thing to say to someone, knowing what. That's 9 children. That is a lot. That's a Miss Wanda, girl, bye. Brown Skin Lady 81 says the melody is low down, conniving, mean girl with a skinny neck. Not a skinny neck. Not a skinny. The Witness. I started watching the show because of the concept was inspiring. Business partners all graduated from same UBCU and doing the damn thing. Now, yeah. Yeah, I agree. It was inspiring at first, the whole 47 acres and all that stuff. AL says, no, their mom and Kimmy mom never on the show. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I've never seen Kimmy's mom, and I don't think we ever saw their mom. At least I don't remember, at least. Hey, can I get I started watching the show. Oh, that's right. Into housewifery, drama, and trips. So you guys chat box. She sounds. Oh no. Well, I'm doing this is my first. Can I go? This is HBCU. Sorry, it's all good. It's all good. Do you remember seeing Maurice's mom on the show when he and Kimmy had to move in? Oh. Okay. Got it. Okay, Queen Third Eye is laughing. Yeah. Jamie says laggy. Oh no. Well, I gotta get that tech going and in a much better place, and I will figure this out. I switched from live stream because it was being wonky, so now I'm doing restreams. You guys are saying it's still laggy and it's still a little bit delay, so I will have to get that fixed for you guys. But thank you for holding it down with me during this time, and I'm trying, you guys. Okay, hey Brown Skin Lady 81, I can't stand Miss Wanda, and she should have been cussed out a long time ago, but when she said your mama, it was an immature response to the dig Maurice gave her. I agree. When she said your mama is the side grandmother, I was like, no, you just did not. Like, whoa, that was big time. Big time, not cool at all. Just big time. And Miss Wanda has overstepped so many boundaries. You're right. She should have been cussed out a long time ago. Like her coming, and this is the thing. Miss Wanda comes to Tisha and Marceau as if she is the authority of their marriage. Is what the big problem is. She comes in like she is the authority on their marriage. This is how it should be. This is how it shouldn't be. This is what's going on, blah, 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 blah. No boundaries. She literally acts like Marceau is her husband and Tisha is the side chick. To be perfectly honest, it's insane. Hey, AL, they are cutting in every other word, some pieces. Oh, man. I hope it's better. It's a little better now. Okay, good. Yeah, I switched to Restream because I want to make sure that the technology is professional and smooth for everybody. So I'm going to keep twirling it and tweaking it until we get that professional level. Hey, JJ, because their mom was on the second half of the first season. Okay. So let's see. What else did you guys want to talk about for that episode and what's going on with them? Let me check my notes, see if we have anything else going on. So yeah, again, I thought Tisha was MVP. 100%. Oh, another thing I wanted to say. Tiffany and her husband, hypocrites. Well, at least Tiffany's a hypocrite, right? So remember when they were talking about Tiffany was just like, well, I felt so blindsided. I walked into the room and they're like, we need to talk to you. Well, isn't that exactly what you did to Kimmy? You sat yourself down and blindsided her and was just like, oh, there's this whole rumor about monster vaping. Isn't that exactly what you did to her? Kimmy doesn't know you. You got at that brunch and you blindsided her with this. So why did you think that you at all deserved like a formal invitation to have a healthy and happy conversation about this? You're a hypocrite. Absolute hypocrite. Hey, D, she goes, Tisha may have to ban her from the house for a time out, but she only wanted to help Tisha with her children now that she has all the degrees and will be out in the workforce. See? Actually, I'm happy you brought that up. Tisha doesn't actually need her mother to help her with her children. It's a thing called babysitters. It's a thing called nannies. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's actually a lot healthier to have people that you actually hire and pay who are obviously safe and professionals to take care of your children or to help out with any business things or the house things or anything like that, because then the boundaries are very, very clear. The nanny knows her place as a nanny. The babysitter knows her place as the babysitter. I think that sometimes, and I'm not going to say, I hate when people say, in the Black community, we do this, we do that. So I don't want to say that because we're not monolithic. But I think that sometimes there is this mindset that only family can look after your kids. Only family is safe. When the truth, a lot of times, family's not safe to watch your children or to help out in certain things. You need to outsource that to a professional and to someone that you are paying, because then the boundaries are very clear. You're to assert those boundaries, and what your Miss Wanda seems like someone who, if you told her, I don't want my kids to eat this, she's going to feed it to them anyway. I don't want my kids to watch this, she's going to let them watch it anyway. Miss Wanda is the type of person who is going to do what she wants to do, when she wants to do it, and how she wants to do it. And she's not going to respect your boundaries that you have in place. So I actually think that it would be healthier for Tisha and Marcel to find a babysitter or a nanny that is obviously screened, because there's great help out there. You don't need your family to take care of your children. It would be great if it could be family. It would be great if all family was healthy. But just because somebody is in your family does not mean that person is safe. Miss Wanda has already proven that she's not safe. She's not a safe person. She has done everything in her power to sabotage her marriage. That's not safe. And if Miss Wanda is watching her kids, she's going to feel very, very entitled and very much like, well, I watch your kids, so you owe me. Well, I'm your mama, so I raised you. I'm going to raise your kids the way I see fit. So I'm happy you brought that up because Tisha actually does not need her mother to watch her kids. Tisha needs to get a professional nanny and a professional babysitter so she can have healthy boundaries. Because I think it would be a disservice to do that, actually. Hey, Brownskin Lady 81. I believe Miss Wanda will drive a wedge between Tisha and Marceau, but if she wasn't there, he would probably cheat on her. It's a lose-lose situation. I don't think so either, because Miss Wanda is not preventing Marceau from doing a damn thing. If a man is going to cheat on you, he's going to cheat on you. If a man is not going to cheat on you, he's not going to cheat on you. Miss Wanda has a delusional mindset that she is the authority on their marriage. She has a delusional mindset that she has the control over someone. Miss Wanda, you don't control anybody except for your daughter at times, but now she's even finding her voice and pushing back. Miss Wanda does not control Marceau. If Marceau is going to cheat, and again, I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying if he was going to, he's going to do it. Miss Wanda isn't stopping him from doing a damn thing. She's really not. You see what I'm saying? Like, she's there. She's driving a wedge. And I'm not saying she's going to drive him to cheat, because if somebody cheats, it's always their decision to cheat. But Miss Wanda does not have the control to stop Marceau from cheating. Not in the slightest. If he wants to cheat, he's going to cheat. I'm not saying he is, but if he wants to, he's going to. Hey, can I get a witness? Happy for Mel, but she's not so impressive. Seems spoiled. Knows she has a spot in the mess and may try to let Destiny know she brought her there and can take her out. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's been a lot of weird, just a very weird energy between Destiny and Mel. A very, very weird energy between them. And I do think Mel is trying to say, like, don't you know I'm the HBIC? Know your place and stay in line, right? Hey, Queen, Third Eye. I think Miss Wanda has been in their life for the 15 years of their marriage. Yep. That I don't think it will last if Wanda goes. Marceau said when it's over, he will never go back. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think this is the thing. People stay married for a very long time with meddling mothers. It's not the fact, just because you stay married for 15 years doesn't mean that you're happily married for 15 years. And to me, Marceau is channeling that he's not happy and that the marriage might end. That to me, because that he's like, there's no trust. You let your mother get in your ear. They're also on TV now. That's a whole different dynamic. But just because someone is married for 15 years does not mean that they were happily married for 15 years. And those are two different things, you know? Hey, brown skin lady 81. This new couple is messy. I love it. We need some spice for these sticks in the mud. That's funny. Hey, can I get a witness? He goes, facts at Candy Washington. Letitia probably has a professional helping with the children already. Just a storyline for Wanda. Could be. Hey, can I get a witness? Would love if production follows Martell in passing the exam to get builder's license. He seems to have maneuvered his way into securing those 44 lots. Regardless of Mel, would be a great comeback story. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. Hey, Brownskin Lady 81. She goes, I don't know, Candy. I feel like Marceau is getting ready to cheat. He will think of Miss Wanda and that 1998 haircut and Mr. Happy Goes Limp. Stupid. Oh my God, that's funny. I can't even imagine him like thinking about her. Ew, that's nasty. Hey, Benitez. She goes, the brothers built their mom a house. Oh, that's really sweet. They showed it when they surprised her, but I can't remember what season it was. Film, though. Okay, got it. So the mom has been on the show. Good. Okay, you guys, we've been on here for an hour. It is a long holiday weekend. So I'm going to let you guys get back to having fun. Thank you so much for joining me during this really super fun Kiki. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and share this with a couple of friends. Be safe over this Labor Day weekend. We'll be back tomorrow talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. If you guys are catching this, oh, what do you guys say? Hold on. Brown Skin Lady says, Brown Skin Lady only goes, Marcel acts like he enjoys being back and forth with Wanda. It's a key for them and great for TV. I agree. It is great for television, and it is a good key. And I think he does like going back and forth with her. But I think to what end and for how long? And what boundaries, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, I think her bringing up the outside baby, that might be a boundary. Bringing up Melody might be a boundary. Who knows? Yeah, Brown Skin Lady, you're hilarious, girl. You are hilarious. Thank you for joining. Hey, Brown Skin Lady 81. She goes, bye. Enjoy your holiday, everyone. Yes, you too. You do. Yay. Can I get one? Thanks for the Kiki for the weekend at Candy the Candy Canes. Happy Labor Day. That is right. Thank you. Can I get a witness? I love you, my beautiful Candy Canes. Thank you for sharing this Sunday afternoon with me. I know I'm cutting it a little bit shorter, but it's a holiday weekend. I think we covered all of the points. You guys showed up and came through. You guys were hilarious. I love you guys. And yeah, so I'm going to see what's going on with my Wi-Fi. That might be it. So I'm going to check on that because I want my technology to be professional and smooth for you guys. I want to make sure that there's no more lagging. But I love you guys so much. I've had so much fun. And be safe this holiday weekend. Enjoy yourself, but be safe. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And I will see you guys back tomorrow to talk about the girls of Potomac. Until then, hit that like, subscribe. Anybody watching this on the replay, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can join us live for our keys. I love you guys. Happy Labor Day, my beautiful Candy Canes, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Aw, thank you, AL. AL says your input is always amazing. Thanks. Aw, you're welcome. You guys are always amazing. Honestly, you guys give me so much life. I love being up here. I love being up here talking to you guys. You guys give me so much life, and I appreciate you joining me. Mwah. Beautiful kisses to you, Queen Third. Dale! Hey! Dale says, hey, beautiful. Hey, Dale, how are you? Mwah. Happy Labor Day, sweetheart. Thank you for joining us. All right, guys. We're going to call it quits today, but we'll be back tomorrow. I love you. Have a great, great holiday. Watch out for Miss Wanda's. Set your boundaries, and it will be all good. Oh, Reparations is dang. I got to rewind. Yeah. Oh, no. Hey, Reparations. Yes, you got to rewind it. You got to catch the replay. But I love you guys. All right. We're getting out of here. I love you.